Hi everyone, welcome to Masai School. We are a 21st century career-focused coding school. My name is Aman Vats. I'm an engineering graduate from Birla Institute of Technology, Mesra. I lead the data structures and algorithm curriculum at Masai School. So let me tell you about this video series. In this video series, we'll be introduced to computer programming. You will learn how to write basic computer programs. You will learn the basic constructs of a computer program, that is data types of variables, conditional statement, loops, functions, everything. And you will be learning this in Python. All right. So this is a very fundamental video to getting started with computer programming in Python. And this video series is actually a part of the pre-course for the full stack developer program at Masai School. And now we have decided to make this course available for all aspiring programmers. So we really hope that it helps you in getting started with computer programming and in Python. So happy coding. Thank you so much.
Yeah, hello everyone, welcome back. So far, let me recall the concepts that particularly one of those, that is data types and variables. So let me recall back that concept so that we have to link one of the coming concept, that is list, from that. So basically we learned that while we are programming, the CPU or the processor provides us access to the memory storage so that we can use that in our order to execute our logic. All right, so and we can name one of the particular space. We can give it a name and we can call it something which we can access later. So suppose there is one particular this particular storage and we say x is equal to 5. So basically this particular location is given a name x and in which the value placed is 5. All right, so in later in our program, if we print x, so this basically this word refers to this memory location, and when we say print x, it refers to whatever put inside it. So we print x. Okay, so it's 5, so we print 5. All right, so this refers to x and there is 5 in it. If further in the code you say x is equal to 7, so basically x refers to this memory location, so this will get deleted, there will be new value there, that is 7. All right, so we learned this is a variable and the type of value put here there, that is integer, is the data type. Okay, so suppose we have, so basically this way we can, if you see, we have access to one memory location. What if we want to, in during the program we want to have multiple, say 10 space, 10 cells. Okay, so we need to declare x is equal to something, y, z, a, b, c, or 10 variables name? There has to be an easy way out for this. All right, so this is something called as list. So list provides us multiple locations. Okay, multiple cells, like if you visualize in this way. So list gives you access to, say, 10 or 20 or whatever number of cells you want at once. Okay, so you can, that particular data type is called list. So list is declared like this. So name of list is equal to these brackets. Okay, and the value you want to put into it, 2, 5, 6, 8, 10, 11, or whatever you can put. There can be list of strings or names. So for example, Masai school, two different elements are separated by a comma, and similarly you can have as many elements as you want. So did you get the basic idea? I hope you got the basic idea. That is, a list is a, whenever you require multiple cells in your memory, like we discussed, this provides us one location. You provide multiple, need multiple locations, you use something called as list. So let's look at how do we do that in Python. Let's look at that. All right, so suppose we have list of numbers. Let's call it a name numbers equal to, so basically this is the name of the list, brackets. So whatever you put inside it, like -2, 0, 5, 11, 3, 8, 6. Okay, so this is list. So if you say print numbers, so let's, you printed -2, 0, 5, 11, 3, 8, 6. Okay, the numbers. I mean, numbers is a list here. Okay, now there is one important thing that you need to that we need to go through. Okay, I mean, we somehow are now able to overcome the limitation that we had, that we might need to declare 10 variables or multiple variables to store multiple data at once. List removes the need for that thing. Now, what if you want to access one of this data? Suppose you want to access this 11. So how do we do that? Let's look at that. So in list, every element is referred by an index starting from 0. Okay, so this -2 is at 0 index, 0 is at index 1, this is at index 2, index 3, index 4, index 5, index 6. Okay, so list is something like that. You have multiple elements. Okay, so 2, 0, sorry, -2, 0, 5, 11, 3, 8, 6, where if you want to access any element, you need to know its index. Index, I'll write it here, where the index of this one is 0, index of this one is 1, index of this one is 2, 3. I mean, it's like that, starts from 0 till the end. Okay, so if you want to access any particular element, all you need to do is name of the list, bracket, in bracket you type the index. So for example, here if we want to access suppose the element 11. So what we need to do is we need to do numbers, as it is the name of the list in which 11 is present, bracket, which index is it, 0, 1, 2, 3. So it's third. So if we do that, we get access to the third, or let's say the fourth location, to be precise, the fourth location of the list, because we start from 0. So 3 means the fourth location. Okay, so let's do it programmatically so that we understand exactly what is happening. So suppose if I do here 3, all right, let's run this, let's clear out. Yeah, so you can see we accessed 11. What if we put 0 here? What will be the output, guys? Let's see, it should be -2, because -2 is at 0th index. So yeah, it's -2. Suppose we put some number 6. What is the output? Yeah, it's 6. Why? Because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the value at 6 index is 6 only. So this way you can access any element that you want to access. All right, so yeah, this is one thing that's very important, how to access any element in your list. Okay, so this is called indexing. You can change the value as well. Suppose you want to put numbers, sorry, 3 is equal to say 25. Now let's print numbers. Let's clear it up. Yeah, so you can see the value at third, 0, 1, 2, 3, what used to be 11 earlier. Okay, here it was 11, but we have changed it in our program to 25. All right, so when we are printing it, it's showing 25 instead of 11. Okay, so this is the way you can index the array, index the list, or access any element or any number, or so there can be list of strings as well. So there can be list of any data types we have learned. There can be list of floats. So suppose you have, we say, list of floats. So you can put 2.4, 2.3, 5.6, 7.9. All right, and similarly you can, let's say I want to access list of floats first index. So what will you add to the first index? 5.6, right? Okay, I have to print it. Let's print it. All right, 5.6. You can also capture this on another variable. Suppose you capture it on another variable. So suppose num2 is equal to list of floats. So num2 now captures the value 5.6. So if I print num2, you can see it says printed 5.6. If I do num1 is equal to list of floats 0, it will have the first element or the 0th index. Sorry, num1. Hope you got the error. Yeah, it's printing 2.3 because that is the 0th element. Okay, so a list allows you, list eliminates the need to declare 10 different variables, and it allows you to store information in one particular data type, one particular variable only. Okay, similarly you can have list of names. So suppose I declare names, Masai school, Masai school. All right, and now if I do say name, say second name, if I write and I capture the value present in the name at first index or the second value, let's print it. Let's try to run it. Yeah, it did print school. Why it printed school? Because we are printing whatever at the first location, and the number at first location is school, because this is 0, this is 1, so that's one thing. Okay, so this entire thing is 0, this thing is at 1, this thing is at 2. So when you're doing name at 1, it's referring to school. Okay, so this is basically list of string, because it contains string as an individual value. Okay, so this is how you work around with each element in list. Now suppose you want to access each element, you need to iterate through each element. How do we do that? So suppose you have numbers is equal to 2 4 1 0 6. Okay, and you want to access each element one by one and print twice the value present in numbers. So how do we do that? So you do something like for x in numbers, print 2 into x. So what basically that means is, this x, basically this is very important, guys, make sure you understand it properly. So this x here refers to one element at a time. So at first go, it refers to this one, and second it refers to this, third it refers to this, in fourth iteration it refers to this. So basically this x refers to each element one by one, starting from 0 to the last index, starting from 0th index to last index. That is how the value of x belongs. So if I run this code, let's see what happens. Yeah, you can see in the first code printed 4, then printed 8, then printed 2 0 2. So what has happened? X basically was on 0th index, so it printed twice 2, so that is 4. It went to each element. So let's just put print x. Let me clear this, guys. If I just run it again, so you can see it iterated through each element one by one. So x is just a placeholder. You can write any variable, any name here. So if you write, suppose value, but you will have to give the same reference in your code. So value, so it will also generate the same value. There's no problem, you can give any name to each value here. Okay, if you want to suppose print uh, so let's say the problem statement is, you need to go through each element present in the list and print even if it is even, or odd if it is odd. So how can we do that? For x in numbers,
So basically this is going through each element at a time, where x is the name. If x modulus 2 is equal to 0, which means we are checking if it's even. Print even, else print odd. Suppose I put 3 here, to keep some odd numbers. Okay, that's the idea. Let's run it. So yeah, it printed odd, even, even. Why? Because at first go, so let's look at what happened in this program. So at first go, your x points to this 3. This 3 is odd, so it printed odd. So you can see odd here. In next go, your x points to 4. So 4 is even, it prints even. In further next go, your x points to 1, this 1, and this 1 is again odd, so it prints odd. In next go, it goes to x goes to 0, 0 is even, so it prints even. In the next go, your number is x, points to 6, 6 is even, so your code prints even. So basically x points to each element starting from the first to the last value, each element once, and processes accordingly. Okay, so this is list for you. So let's look at something else now. Let me share the whiteboard to give you a better idea of the next topic. Yeah, let's clear this. Okay. So suppose we have a list, okay, 2 0 5 9 11 3 minus 1 4 6, okay, and assume that you want to pick a particular value from list. Okay, suppose you want to so we saw how we can individually pick a single value by indexing. Okay, suppose I want to pick a range of value, suppose from here to here. Okay, so how do we slice a list? Is we say name of the list, and in this bracket we separate two numbers. This is the syntax, where you want to start with a semicolon, and the semicolon followed by stop plus 1. Okay, this is index. Okay, so suppose we wanted to pick from, so the index here is 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and you wanted to pick from 2 to the fourth index. So, and suppose the name of this list is li. So what you can do is, if you write li to semicolon 5, so this basically gives you a list from 2 to 5. All right, so this is one way of picking out or slicing a list. Okay, uh, suppose okay, let's look at how do we do that in Python. Let's do that in a program. Let's clear this up. All right, suppose you have again numbers in which you have put 2 1 0 5 9 11 6 8. Now if I write another variable part of numbers, and if I do 1 to say 4, so what will happen? It will pluck, or it will pick out all the numbers starting from 1 ending at 3, index 3. So let's print this. So if I just run this, okay, wait, there's a problem. Okay, sorry. How can I do this? Okay, yeah, as you can see, when we passed 1 semicolon 4, so it started from first index, which is
in this case, which points to this one. This one is the first index, second index, third index. Start to one before the, so starting point, end point plus one. So basically end will happen at index number 3 only. So again, if I just recap, so you have 5 6 8 0 1 2, and if you just say 3 to 4, so numbers 3 semicolon 4, so it will just capture third. So if you do 3 semicolon 5, so it will capture 0 1 2 3 4 5, so it will capture 3 4. So this is the end. This, the first argument is the starting point, the second one is the one after the endpoint. All right, so let's look at some more examples. Okay, let me do it from 0 to 2. Let's look at that. Yeah, it picked z2 and 1 because it picked this 0th index and the first index. It didn't pick the second index. Now if I just put the first number and don't put the last number, so in that case it starts from that index and takes till the last element. So let's run this. So you can see it starts from the second index, we have, because we have put 2 here, so 2 till the end. Similarly, if we don't put the first number and put the last number, so 4, and if we run it now, then it will start at the 0th number and it will pick till the third number, till the third index. Okay, so if we don't put the first number, it starts from the 0th position. If we don't put the last position, it takes till the last position. There is also a concept of negative indexing. So basically when you do negative index, it's negative index means starting from the back. Okay, so if you put -3, so it basically means third index from the back. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So it means starts from here. And if you say put -1, so let's run this now. Okay, it did 11 6. So don't worry if this does not make much sense. The idea is you should be able to take out the slices from list. Okay, that's very important. And let's look at the next few things. So there are some inbuilt functionalities that are provided on the lists. So suppose you have the list name numbers. So let me clear this up. Yeah, suppose you have lists name numbers and you want to find the suppose size or number of elements present in the list. So what you can do is you can do len and numbers. Okay, capture this on a variable, say I call it length, or let's say, yeah, let's call it length. And if you just print length, and if you just run it, yeah, you can see 8. Basically using this len, and in bracket if you write the name of the list in which the numbers you want to find, this basically gives you the length or the size or the number of elements present in the list. Okay, similarly if you want to, so don't go into much deeper understanding, we will have it covered in the advanced Python course, don't worry about it. But in case if you want to suppose you want to put something in the end, so currently you have 210591168, suppose you want to put 7 in the end, so what you can do is you can do something like numbers dot append, and in bracket you write the number you want to append in the back. Now if you just print numbers, now let's look at numbers. Yeah, so we have programmatically, I mean in our program we have appended, or we have put one more element in the list from the back. So it was ending at 8, now it ends at, there is one more element, 7 got inserted at the back, at the last element. So similarly, suppose you want to sort your list, in ascending manner. Okay, so suppose you do sort. So yeah, let me clear this. Yeah, now let's run it again. So as you can see, the list got sorted as in increasing order. So basically there are different methods. There are many such functions and methods applicable on a list. but we will look at it later. Or let's say you will learn those with time. You will, when you will explore more time with list, you will learn those from time to time. But these are some basic methods that you should know: how to sort a list, how to find the number of elements present in a list, and so on and so forth. So I hope, guys, you got the basic idea behind list. And yeah, thank you so much for attending. Have a great time.